Who would have thought that our wishes to stay home and finally do all the things we've never had time for would be collectively granted? These may not be the circumstances we all had in mind, but with the right perspective, maybe we can help things feel a little less bleak. That's what we're here to do.
With all the grim news from around the world, it is hard to stay positive, and we get that. But we're up for the challenge. We're going to go through all the wonderful things happening around the world, and that includes social media trends, memes, the confounding TV shows that everyone seems to be watching, and of course, we're going to check in with our Seneca Media family to see how they're doing. I'm Afshan.
I am Mario.
And I'm Devin. And welcome to the Silver Linings broadcast.
Here's what's sparking joy this week.
Even through the chaos of this pandemic, there are people out there showing the best of humanity. Creativity is at its peak, and the jokes are in abundance.
Recently, Getty Museum sent out an open challenge to its followers. Recreate an iconic piece of art using whatever you have at your disposal at home. The results range from brilliant to downright hilarious. Let's take a look.
We decided to give it a go and recreate a piece of art that we think is a big mood for this quarantine life.
I mean, I don't know if that was Scream or the Home Alone face.
Still relevant.
Yeah. While we might not have cracked the whole quarantine life thing just yet, our Seneca Sting team has been killing it with the Seneca Proud stay-at-home hashtag.
That's right. Kim Benno, who is the fitness center coordinator at our Seneca York campus, has been working hard to put together fitness videos so students can be fit even at home.
Hello, thank you for joining me. And we're going to go through 5 exercises today. We're going to do plank, bird dog, glute bridge, dead bugs, and Supermans. All my absolute favorites. 4, 3, 2, and from here, I want you to come up to high plank. Hands underneath those shoulders.
Staying active is extremely important in maintaining a positive mental attitude at this time. So we'd like to thank our Seneca Sting team for keeping us on our feet and helping students.
While the Seneca Proud at Home hashtag is definitely productive, there are some other things on the internet that have been a little bit strange, interesting. Some have been quite tasty.
Wait, are you talking about the Dalgona coffee thing?
Oh, you mean whipped coffee?
Or is it cloud coffee? Yeah, I don't know, but everyone's making it on their Instagram stories and it looks delicious. Have you guys made it?
Well, I don't drink coffee, so no Dalgona coffee for me either. Like, have you ever seen me drink coffee?
We did. So we know that it's delicious, but what exactly is it?
It's basically 2 parts sugar, instant coffee, and hot water. And when you mix them together with a mixer or a blender, eventually you get this whipped, foamy, coffee, cloud-like substance, and you add it to a glass with ice and milk, stir it together, and you've got this delicious coffee drink. I've been working hard at perfecting mine, and I've got it very close to that ice cap flavor that some of us have been missing.
Okay, well, I've been having it for the past 1 week, and I have to say that the more often I make it, the better I get at the proportions and the flavors. So I would definitely recommend it because I think it's fancy enough that we don't miss our morning coffee routines to the fancy coffee shops, but it's also easy enough that we don't have to exert too much skill and effort into it. So it's the best of both worlds.
So cheers to the random coffee trends that make us miss our regular baristas.
Yeah, no matter how fancy your coffee gets at home, you guys are the real kings and queens.
Kings? You mean like...
No, don't say it. Don't.
Joe Exotic?
Well, I mean, I guess now that you've said it, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Or rather, should I say the tiger in the room?
Right? This trend has been sweeping the web. It's a whole mood. It's a trend so trendy that even the president of Seneca College mentioned it in his all-employee email last week.
Yeah, I mean, in the past couple of weeks at some point, you may have been asked if you think Carol Baskin murdered her husband. And yeah, we're also confused, but we're not talking about missing an important court date. We're talking about the show Tiger King, you know, the one that everyone's been talking about. So my question is, have you guys watched it?
No.
No, I have not.
Okay, so we haven't watched Tiger King. It's a travesty. But we have been consuming a lot of content over the past few weeks, so here are some of our favorites.
Okay, so as an avid reader, I am always complaining about how I never have enough time to read all the books that I want. And guess what? I no longer have that excuse. So I've been reading a lot. There's some really good stuff out there, some lighthearted stuff, some more serious stuff that's relevant to the quarantine and what's going on. But the one that I found really interesting and cool is a fictional story written by Lauren Bruneau called Day One. Now, this is a real-time story posted chapter by chapter following two people who met on a dating app during the quarantine. So it's pretty cool, and it's really relevant, and you kind of have to wait every day to see what's going to happen next. So if you're interested in stuff like that, I would definitely check that out. But other than that, I've been rewatching Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, you know, the staple geek diet.
What I've been watching is a British show called Requiem. Like, it has one season on Netflix. After that, I've listened to a lot of music since I've got my good sound system at home, so it's pretty much it.
I've been listening to a whole lot of the Urkels. They're a band from Hamilton, Ontario, and when social distancing came into effect, they started doing these segments on their Instagram Live where they would do music classes and teach you how to play some of their songs. It's called Flatten the Curve Music Classes, and ever since they started those, I've been listening to their music on repeat. I also signed up for Disney Plus because I figured I'd need some happy movies in my life, and you can't go wrong with some Big Hero 6 and Frozen because Olaf, right? Am I right?
And let us know what you guys have been watching, because we'd love the recommendations.
And clearly Afshan could use some new things to watch.
That's true.
And finally, we'd like to thank John Krasinski and the Some Good News show for inspiring us to spread the good vibes. If imitation is the highest form of flattery, we're gonna flatter the heck out of SGN.
Okay, well, that's it for this week's edition of Silver Linings Broadcast. Remember to keep a safe distance, to keep washing your hands, stay healthy, and always look for the silver linings.